Understand that functions run based on how they are called, not where they are defined. JavaScript does not care where a function is written. It only cares when it is called. And in this example, we are going to be looking at just that, how function sequence and how call orders when it comes to function works in JavaScript. Even though functions are defined separately in some instances, they run in the order that they are being called. So let's look at an example and move away from theory so we understand this better. So my boilerplate code has some comments in the script section that says create display function, create first function, create second function, call first function, and call second function. So I'll go ahead and make the display function. Let me call it my displayer. And then inside it, so I would take this part out because I don't want it. Now, for me to be able to test the sequence, I need to use parameters so that I can call the function with different information. So let me call this anything. Let me call it greeting. Yeah. And here, so I can do plus equals greeting plus space. So now here is my function. Now, this instruction step 2 says create first function. So I'll come down here and make another function, my first. And inside it, I am going to call my first function, my displayer, and then I'll pass in something like a string, hello. Then I will create second function my second. And inside this two, I'll call that my first function, my displayer, hello, goodbye. Now, on the screen, actually, you are not seeing anything showing yet. Now, I have a display function, I have first function, and I also have second function. Now, what am I basically doing inside the first and second function? I'm just calling this first function that this main function that I have, and I'm passing in a string and also a string here. And that is because my displayer function itself accepts a parameter. And so that is the purpose of this. Now that I have this, I can now go ahead and call my first function. My first. Remember, we used to call the function with opening and closing parentheses. Now you can see hello. Then I'll go ahead and call my second as well. Hello, goodbye. Now we have order of executions, a function sequence that follows line after the line. Now, you can see that this is the part where we are displaying text. And then we have our first and second function, and we are calling the function here. Now, execution depends on call and not position. So what I'm basically saying is if I move this first, if I move this up, let's look at what happened. You can see goodbye, hello. Now, regardless of where this is defined, even if I move this down now and do something like this, it is still not going to change anything because position does not matter of where you define your function. What matters is where you are calling that function. That's the only thing that matters in JavaScript. So defining does not equate to running a function, and you can control order by calling function. So if I go again and call my first, now let's see what happens. And again, I call my second. Now let me call my second before my first. You can see that it's all about position of call in JavaScript function. It's not really about where that function was defined. So even if you move the function definition around like I just did, the output will still stay the same. And that is because functions only run when they are called and they run in that exact order. So I first call second function, it will run, my first will run, and that will follow it. My first will follow again, second will follow, and my first. So it's all about where functions are being called, not the order or the position of where you define them. So hello, goodbye, you can see it. So in JavaScript, functions are executed in the order they are called, not where they are written. This means we control execution by how we call our function. Now, I just demonstrated unto us what happens when we swipe the code. You can see that it also changes the output that we get on the screen. So functions run in call order. It's not based on where they are defined. And execution is controlled by function code. And this whole thing is part of control flow in JavaScript.